This meeting is being recorded. Hang on, let me turn up the volume. That way we can hear it. You know, just you yourself hearing it. I heard it fine. I think it's you. All right, guys. What meeting? Enjoy your pizza today. Minute. Favorite be away with a lot to fill. Shout outs for people. This is the time for you to share successes. Bucket today. Anyone? I want to bucket for the script. Congratulations. It was amazing. With fun. A great group of people. You and that's great conversations, right? Many of you guys, who was here at the open house, the KW open house streaming, or did you guys watch it at home that just on Monday? Great. Look, I'm starting, I don't know about you guys, but I'm starting similar information over and over again about what's happening, changes. This practice is really very important to keep it close enough. Doesn't click. Yeah. So you guys be here. Amazing day. Round of applause first for putting it on, you guys, and coming in. It was awesome. Okay. Yes. It's too far. Yeah.
Kind of keeps it consistent. Like he knows where we're going. We're going to need this buyer agreement that are uncomfortable for us. That this has been on every Tuesday at 11. So
Grow.
Yeah.
Right? If we were comfortable all the time and do things we needed to do. Okay. So get comfortable with the uncomfortable. That's the best way to put it. Absolutely. That's it. Love that. You want to stand up, girly? Yeah. So you just say a word for yourself.
Long time. I've moved here about 3 years in New York, and
Shout out, guys, celebrating our birthday to everyone. The babies, round of applause. June babies. So walking or even prom is great. So I wanted to introduce. Oh, you don't walk right. Come on up. I wanted to invite this agent. If you guys don't know him, his name is Richard Burke here because I'm a part of the Facebook group, and I saw this agent, which Richard's group, by the way. Richard's going to think he's doing and got the most amazing. Richard,
With the control bar back.
You, the newsletters there, always active on their Facebook page. And I did it on. Come by and people would thank me for it. So then it gave me an idea. I put a bigger one on there and people thanked me for it. So I decided to go into one of the areas of North Long Beach. I started at in College Square and put in some food stations, and they're different than this, but got a big response because they have to call me to get it refilled. So I got several calls from there to refill them. In that small area, I haven't got business yet, but I'm still getting activity on the signs, and decided to put these in other areas in North Long Beach as opposed to sending out 10,000 newsletters. So what I did was I went to their Facebook page and asked everybody, does anybody want one of these in their area? And to date, I've got about 40 responses on it.
How many?
About 40 responses.
40.
40.
I got 5 phone calls from it, and everybody wants them in their area. In fact, there was a guy that came here to see me yesterday, and he saw it, and he in west side of Long Beach, and he wants 10 of them to put in west side of Long Beach. So, and they all were giving me areas where they wanted them placed. So, and I didn't force these upon them. I just said they were there, and they called me, and now they're asking me to put my marketing out there in their areas with the little food stations. And I never go refill them. I always wait for a phone call. If somebody calls me, then I'll go out and refill them. If they don't call me, then I don't go out there. So I get some kind of activity on everyone. And that's basically it.
That's amazing. You guys, round of applause for Richard. You know, Richard took an idea that a lot of us probably sit in here and have, am I right? Or we hear about an idea and he went and he put it into action. And on this post, no kidding, you guys, you're going to see the whole city littered with these things because people said, we need the Michelle Obama library. We need this. We need this. And they would post pictures of themselves in the neighborhood saying, we want these signs, right? So it just is one of those things that creating opportunities alternatively for marketing and just putting it into action sometimes is the catalyst that we need to start getting leads to call us, right? To start getting leads to call us. So congrats again, Richard. I just wanted to share that. You guys, if you are in that Facebook page, go in and look because it's literally genius, the comments that people are making on there. Honestly, I need one right outside my house, Richard. So you should come put one in right outside your house. Let's go bring up our sponsor, Tim. Tim White and Keller, our insurance guy. You guys know there's a lot of conversation around insurances right now, and I couldn't think of a better person to bring to the meeting than Tim. So thank you very much for the food as well, you guys. Round of applause for Tim. Thank you. Great,
There's an
Tim.
old picture. All right, so you can go ahead and flip them.
Sure.
All right, so today we're going to talk about something a little bit different that you maybe haven't heard, but it's what is actually going on in the insurance industry. And the main thing is they don't have reserves in order to be able to write insurance. That's the bottom line. So what happens in the insurance world is that you have to put a third of your dollar bill away for every premium paid. So 33 cents on every dollar. When you buy an insurance policy for $100 a month, that means they have to put away $400 for the year. They don't make $400 on that $1,200 policy. It's high volume, low margin. And so therefore they can't build the reserves that quickly. They used to insure, called reinsurance. They used to buy policies that would say, like farmers, okay, anything over $1 billion in payout, we will cover the rest. So in 2020 and 2021, the 2 years combined were $20 billion in payout. So those reinsurance companies are out of business, or they're charging so much money for that extra policy to pay for the reserves that you can't afford it or it's not available. So now the insurance companies have to grow their reserve organically. It's going to take decades to do that, right? So that's why they stopped doing business, because they can only grow their reserves by raising prices on what they already have. And that's been the biggest problem why everyone's backed out of the market. And so that is starting to change slightly, but it could be, several years before we get back to any sort of normalcy. And we're probably only 2 catastrophes away from the whole insurance industry imploding in California. I mean, it's at a critical state. You have a limited number of carriers. Now I want to tell you the easiest to the hardest, right? Homes are hard to insure right now, right? But even harder than that is landlord policies. Condos, in a time period when people are buying more condos today than they were 2 years ago because the prices, this is hard. There's probably 5 carriers in California that will write condo insurance, right? And then
So cute.
renters, believe it or not, you can't hardly get a renter's policy, which seems crazy, but when the insurance companies went and wiped out all their low margin stuff, they only did renter's policies for their clients that already did business with them, for their son going off to college or this and that. So all this stuff can be remedied in time, but don't think you can go and do anything like, hey, I need to get a renter's policy today. May not happen because you may have to call around. Commercial. If you have a building today, 20 years or newer, not too many of those around, right? Easiest ones to insure. If you have 30 years or newer, the next easiest. If they're older than 30 years and they haven't been renovated, forget it. It's very difficult. The price is going to be staggering. And the larger the complex, the more no one wants to insure. Smaller apartment complexes, better than larger apartment complexes, okay? All right, so buyer beware. I'm getting calls now from people that they've been referred to me from a real estate agent saying, call Tim first before you pull the trigger on this. Brokers are charging $150 to $500 just to do research for your client and to tell them what policy they're going to sell them, right? It's like mind-boggling to me, but people are so desperate when they call 5 phone numbers to get insurance and no one will insure it. So I got the call. I was shocked. And I thought, this got to be a joke, right? But now on my second call of this, and it's actually happening. So just make sure your clients know they don't have to pay that fee. The other thing that's happening, the California Fair Plan is a guaranteed issue policy by the state of California, which has fire and wind coverage. Brokers are selling, the agents are selling this as the everything policy. It doesn't have liability and it doesn't have water damage. Last year, my agency paid out $1,070,000 on water damage claims, right? Hardly anything in fire. So if you have a fire only policy and a pipe breaks and that's $50,000 in damage, you're on your own, right? So just be aware that fair plan, and it's a great tool for certain things, especially if you're trying to ease through escrow and be qualifying for a loan, you need a low price policy in a non-fire risk area. They can be great for that, but they're what I call disposable policies. But just be aware for your, anyway, so that's what that is. All right. Let's see. Okay, so this year, I don't know if you read an article, but State Farm is non-renewing 72,000 home and apartment complexes this year. Everyone's non-renewing. If you're in a high fire risk, but you were somehow grandfathered in under a non-high fire risk policy, there's be hundreds of thousands of policies non-renewed this year. So when they call you, because that's who they call when they are being non-renewed, because you probably referred them to somebody, right? So they're going to call you. We can get it done, right? So you can call me, call anyone, but just don't. They're getting renewal notices about 3 months in advance. You don't want to wait till the very end. You want to get out there and get in front of it so there's no issues there. Home and condo insurance prices have doubled. Now, when we used to write like a $650 condo policy, now they're $1,700. People kind of freak out, but there are no other options, right? I mean, and so the other thing, when you work with your lender, they want this information up front because they got to plug in the numbers. And so just realize that the numbers aren't what they used to be. And so again, the only thing I can tell you is time is your friend. Before, when you would open escrow, you'd probably call the lender first. No longer. You call the insurance agent first, and then you call the lender because the lender needs a number also, right? So that's what I can just tell you is time is the most important thing. Today, in some cases, you can get your loan approved before you get the insurance approved.
Yeah.
Right. So, all right. Oh, so, yeah, so Farmers is still insuring homes 30 years or newer. Not too many homes 30 years or newer. But if the buyer installs what's called a whole house water detection device, I put one in my home last year because I see so much water damage that I'm very paranoid about that. And you put it on, you have 45 days after the close of escrow. There's one made by Moen called Flow, FLO. You can look it up. And what it does is that if a water pipe breaks, it shuts off the water. Now, I had a scare 4 weeks ago on a Tuesday morning. It hooks to your internet to an app. I sit in my office and I got an alert. They automatically shut off my water after 5 minutes of 2 liters per minute leaking in my house. So I ran home, got up in the attic, looked where I repiped. I looked around, I couldn't find anything. Had a leak detection company come out. They isolated where it was. Thank goodness it was outside. It's where pipe comes out and goes underground into the pool, and that had broken, but it shut it off. But the point is, if I didn't have that and it would have been in the house, that would have been 10 liters of damage versus several thousand liters of damage. So, and what's interesting is that we're offering up that farmer's policy, and they have to put this device in. And I think this month we're gonna have something like $700 through Moen, a special to have it put in. People want to do this, right? For two reasons. One, it makes a safer home, but secondly, they get a premier policy instead of a out-of-state carrier or something like that. So that's something, yeah, 45 days, no one's had a problem. I can extend it beyond that, but 45 days is really seems to be enough time. So
Do you have a guesstimate on how much that costs?
I paid $1,000 for mine. Now, it depends because the devices, there's 3/4 inch pipe, and 1 1/4 inch pipe, and depending on the size of the pipe, the device costs a little bit more. But I'm seeing prices at 800. I've seen up to 1,500 because sometimes you got to plug them in. So sometimes just to get them going, you got the extension cord running around the house. But then you want a really clean job so someone goes through the wall and to the inside. So it depends on the amount of work involved. But
If we're representing a buyer who can't get insurance unless they do that, can we put that in, like, can we ask, I mean, I know we can ask the seller
Yeah.
for it, but is it something the insurance company will allow us to do before close in order to get the insurance?
the thing that's hard to do before close is that you got to tap into the internet, and many times you'll be tapping into the seller's internet, and they get weird about that. I mean, who wouldn't, right?
Absolutely.
So, and I also heard of in some cases where the buying agent is asking for a credit towards that device in order to insure the home. So there's all kinds of things about it, but the difference is that, you know, it really comes down that all the carriers like we're writing in our office are A-rated carriers. There's no issue financially, right? But it's the claims process because some of them third party it out. And so now instead of having everything done immediately or, you know, in a quick and efficient manner, you're waiting months to get it done. And so sometimes that's worth the extra cost of putting this device in. Plus, like if I wouldn't have gone home for 8 hours, I would have had a $50,000 water damage claim, right? And even though it gets paid for, it disrupts your life, right? So that's the thing. So
Tim, is that 30 years or newer plus the whole house water detection?
No.
Or if
Yes.
if it's older than 30 years, you can
Yeah,
follow that
yeah.
and insure it?
yeah.
Okay, good.
And so we get a few, you know, there's a few out in the Inland Empire that are new homes. We get some new builds, and so we don't have to do it. The only other time, like now, the size of homes, the cost to rebuild. So you get a home over 3,500 square feet, you may be around $1 million to rebuild that house right now. Anything over $1 million is going to require that also. Just because something goes on in the master bathroom upstairs and leaks down to the master kitchen downstairs, that's a $200,000 claim.
So we have water heater, bracelet, strap, smoke detector
Yeah.
now, right?
Well, this will shut off your water heater breaks, it shuts it off, right? So, and I'll tell you a funny story. I'm not gonna do it right now, but I'll tell you a funny story if anyone's interested later. We're writing about 60 home policies a month in my agency. Years past, when we were writing farmers on everything, we're doing about 40, 45, and that puts us in the top 10 in California writing homeowners insurance. Now we're doing like 60, 65. We have not come across anything that we can't insure. Okay. Well, there's one. I have a 10,000 square foot home in Montecito that we're having a hard time getting insurance because it's at the top of the hill. And it costs, you know, $10 million just to rebuild the house. So, so anyway, that's the only one. But other than that, we're insuring everything. And I have 9 amazing staff people to help you. They've been with me for a long time. So that's it. So let's try to give you some information.
Right.
Kevin,
As listing agent, would you get a quote that you could give to the buyer?
yeah. So if you think you're in a high fire risk, right, we just talked about Brea. If you're in a high fire risk area, you think you are, what we're doing now is we're doing quotes for listing agents. And we're getting about 25% of the business because now you have contingencies coming up, right? And I don't know how those completely work because I'm not a realtor, but when you can hand them an actual quote, right? And that takes that the contingency process a little bit shorter because now they have something. And all we do is we put the street name and the last name is always buyer. So it would be Pacific Coast Highway buyer, right? And that's how we do the generic quotes. That way we
Smart.
can track them. So,
Okay. Great, thank you so much, Tim, and I know he's sticking around. If you guys have more questions, I'm sure he'd love to talk a little bit more about insurance. So let's give a shout out and a highlight. Let's take a look at our production and what that looks like over this last month. So shout out to Van Wigan Associates, the Heine and Leslie team, Emil team, Shannon Jones team, Team Raz, Jeff Loftus, Janet Darrow, Penny McCann, Drake Cruz, Keith Koss. Of course, we have our commercial peeps, the default group, Doug Shea and SoCal Warehouse, and our rising star, Maddie Will. You guys, round of applause. Congratulations. Congratulations. Let's take a look at our closings. Again, if you guys had a closing in May, congrats and shout out to your colleagues. All right, so this is 2 weeks worth of closings. Super powerful, you guys. Hangame, Keith Koss, Emil team, Richard Sperling, Emma Rake, Kelly Lopes, Allison Van Wig, Eileen Escana, Baton Estates, Shannon Jones team, Dinos, Judy Pierce, Drake Cruz, Richard Hahn. We have Lauren Riley, I think that's who it is. Yep, Dunn team, Case Bauer, Rita Cambarian, Fatty, Olga, Richard, Penny, Kendra, Joe, Doug, Emma, Rebecca, Live Distinctively, and Cindy. You guys, congratulations. What a list. Wow, that was a couple weeks, to be fair. It wasn't just 1 week. But let's take a look at what that means. 33,028,796. Super powerful. Congratulations, you guys. Very, very exciting. Oh, wow. Let's take a look at our new listings. We have the Emil team has a listing on Carson. Oops. There we go. Back. This thing is glitching out here. Let's go back to that Carson listing. There we go. 19514 Enslow Drive in Carson, 789. And then it's 3-bed, 2-bath. We have Cindy Hinderberger has 4600 East Village Road, Long Beach. It's listed at 1.5 million, 50,000. It's 5-bed, 3-bath. Beautiful. Cindy, are you here? No. Super pretty. Allison Van Wyck has a listing 9237 Flora Vista Street in Bellflower. It's listed for 885,000. It's a 3-bed, 2-bath. Allison has another listing 1242 East 4th Street, unit number 2 in Long Beach. It's listed for 499,922. Leora is a listing in Woodland Hills, 21400 Burbank Boulevard, unit number 119, Woodland Hills. It's priced at 549,000, 2-bed, 2-bath. Mina has a listing, his first listing. Congrats to Mina. Yes, congrats to Mina. 1053 East Hellman Street in Long Beach. It's listed at 515, 2-bed, 1.5-bath. Mina has a second one. He listed both of the properties, 2, 3, 4. Is that what he escrow? Oh, awesome. And shout out to Kelly, his mentor. Yeah, shout out to Kelly. 23416 Buchanan Place. Congrats, Moreno Valley. Just listed that. Richard Sperling, you want to talk about your listing?
That's the own your own 360. It's easiest to go right now, but the seller is motivated for obvious reasons. Offering the $5,000 credit. Also listed a few people in the notes who can do the financing on. This is a hot item. You don't want to pass this one up. No.
We got it over here.
Congrats, Richard. Marilyn is ours. She has a listing at 17000 Addison Street in Encino. It's listed just under 2 mil, 1999, 4-bed, 2.5-bath. Jessica Diaz and Rita has a listing on, it's terrible. I keep saying this word. You have 3 sales on this street. How do you say this street?
Hatteras.
Hatteras Street. Thank you. Literally, we had 3 transactions on this street. And I thought, I don't even know how to say this street. 18305 Hatteras Street, unit 107 in Tarzana. It's listed at 410, 2-bed, 1-bath. Trish has a listing. She here, Trishy. Anyway, she just put this cute. I saw the photos of it. The photos of 1861 B Molino Unit B in Signal Hill. It's a 2-bed, 3-bath or 2.5-bath. It's pretty spacious. Team Raz, we have 2160 Century Park East, Unit 1910 in LA. We have Team Raz, 869,000, 1-bed, 1-bath. Rich Rodriguez, we have a SoCal warehouse group. They have a listing listed at 575, and it looks like industrial land in Artesia. That's it, you guys. Listing pitches, buyer needs, powerful couple weeks. Yes, Tim.
Condo, just right across from Bixby Park. It's 2101 East Second Street. Second floor location, front corner. It's a really desirable location in the building. Nicely, beautifully updated kitchen. It has parking. List price is $679,999. And again, the address is 2101 East Second Street, number 205. Thanks.
Tim, that's amazing. Congratulations. Congrats. Stephon, and then back there with Pat.
We have something coming up in Signal Hill, probably 25 days from now. 2-bedroom, 3-bath condo off of California and Willow. 1,300 square feet or so, slightly upgraded. We'll have to put something together so we don't have to necessarily go on the market. So we're going to price it at $580. HOA is about $225. Signal Hill, 2-bedroom, 3-bath condo or townhouse, $580.
Congrats. Great one. Pat. Great. Congrats. Pat.
I have 2 duplexes coming up, probably later this week. One's here, right on Stearns. The address is 4956 Stearns. Both have 2-bedroom, 1-bath units each. And another one, that'll price at $1,000,001.
Are they vacant? Vacant or tenant occupied?
Tenant occupied. The other at 6261 Orange Avenue, North Long Beach, $799. 2-bedroom, 1-bath.
Wow, 800 for 2 units. That's great.
I have one in North Hollywood that's going to be on Thursday. This Thursday, it's 1.1. It's a front house and an ADU. Front house is about 1050 square feet, totally remodeled. ADU is about 450, totally remodeled. An 8,000 square foot lot, so you can actually put another ADU.
Wow.
It has security outside. The landscape is amazing. The hardscape is nice in front of the house. Yeah. Tenant is paying $1,900 for the ADU in the back. One can stay there, but we need to have
Great investment opportunities, you guys. This is a Facebook post. This is a reach out. Thank you. This is a reach out. This is something that you guys could contact your clients today. Talk to Pat, talk to everyone else, because this is a really good opportunity. I love that. Great job. Anyone else? Anyone else? All right, let's get to know each other a little bit better. Let's do our favorite part of the team meeting, which is going to be our team mastermind today, you guys. You may see some pieces of paper around the room, and if you notice, they have a lot of D words on them. I know they're not.
Optimistic death.
I know. Well, and Maddie's sitting over there. We got the divorce one, you know, we got Maddie over there repping the diapers one over there. We got Mike back there. I love it. Or no, we have one by Kelly. Anyways, you guys, you know that we talk about this all the time. There are many D's in real estate. Now, I took the top 5 D's in real estate, and that's what we're going to mastermind today. So here is the challenge for you guys. We are going to split into 4 groups this whole room. So we're going to take the first couple rows here. You guys will go there. The next couple rows, you guys will go to this one. Right there in the middle, you're going to go to the diapers. And right in the back, you guys are going to go back to that one back there, which is downsizing. Now, the challenge for you within the group is to mastermind the best way to lead gen, the best way to connect with them, the best way to provide value, whatever it is about your specific topic that you guys have. Okay, so when you get into your group, choose a scribe where there's a marker by the pen, write everything down that you guys come up with. Also choose a speaker, because at the end, I'm going to give you guys about 10 minutes. At the end of 10 minutes, we're going to have the speaker stand up and share what you guys learned. All right. Okay, great. So let's break into our 4 groups, you guys, and go. So let's put you guys here, kind of go right here to the front. So all you guys stand up and congregate around there. Oh, come in,
know each other. You guys can go over there. Stay right here. I know that guy.
It's really funny, Jasmine. I'm glad you got it. this
Right?
way. I'm like. Thanks, Betty. Yeah, turn it around. Great. So here's what we're gonna do. Is we're gonna mastermind all the ways. And you guys don't know Jasmine, but this is Jasmine Duran. She literally is like, I call her the lawyer because it's like anything, divorce, death, this is yours. She knows all the ins and outs, especially with things like probate and that kind of stuff. So all you're doing, Jasmine, you're getting a bunch of fun new agents. They're excited. Learn from you. But we're gonna mastermind all the ways with the generate amount of death as a life event. What is it that we can say to them? What's important to them? What events? You know, does that make sense? We're gonna write all our ideas down. Okay?
So you would reach out to certain things that they would need. So when somebody dies, what you would give them would be, counsel. We don't know if that's the kind of so guide them. I would say through the process. Like somebody died in your family, what's the next step? When you right, so we're gonna give them to find that. That's our way. They drop off their diapers or this, they go to I mean, yeah, but you don't know. And then you have property.
Resources and ideas around how would market to this group. Does that make sense? Like, is there a meeting? Let's think that you're a working. Find that out with someone. You know, so like that thing is like having an attorney maybe come speak for an event. Where it's like, how do you yeah, just think about even making it right on the attorney, that would be one right there, right? You know, if kind of workshop attorney, yeah. Right, getting divorced, now what? Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. You've been doing that with the bakeries, and so just there via Zoom or in person, we've been doing some on Zoom and.
Something to do.
What is I've never done that.
I had a client once that, I've been working with she wanted me to meet her, so I was sitting in the, right, with a real estate presentation. I felt obviously, so, you know. Sweet Jeffries. And it's consulting. Flexibility. We've got some schedule. I'll be here for
Let's go. Send that to your one speaker in your group, and we're gonna start sharing.
Well, Alex,
Don't break her. Yeah. All right, guys. Okay. Yeah, whistle. Yeah. All right, everyone. Does everyone have their one speaker for their group? Raise your hand if you're the speaker. Raise your hand if you're the speaker. Group Penny's the speaker. Perfect. Okay, are you the speaker?
Yeah.
Did they welcome to the office? All right, so let's put it up here. Why don't you talk us through, pick your top 2-3 favorite ideas, and then just explain a little bit more about that. So they have death. What did you have?
I think for me personally, my most favorite, I guess, kind of direction or route is just, you know, once you've found out through all of these different possible arenas of finding out someone has passed, just really being compassionate, showing people that, you know, how we can guide them through the next steps, that we're there to help them, to take, you know, as much time as they need. If they need to maybe take a break or, you know, slow down, that we're really there with all of our wisdom and support to just help them through, obviously, probably the most difficult time of their lives.
I love that. And, you know, it's very sad because it's an uncomfortable conversation that not a lot of people are brave enough to approach. And these people need our help more than ever. Am I right? And so be strong to do that. You guys have some great sources up there. Obviously, obituaries, looking at those things, reaching out to the family, let them know that you're sorry for their loss and that you're here to help guide them through that process. I love that. Courthouse, Jasmine, any other ones you want to point out? I know you're
Those were the
Great.
top ones that.
great. Great. Courthouse, what do you do? Just show up and door knock and say, hey,
No, you look through the cases and you see, they give you all the information there, the sellers, all the administrators' contact info's there, so.
wow, go down to the courthouse. I love that. Thank you guys. Good job, group. Good job, team death. Okay. Jay. Hey, we have our divorce. Why don't you come up here and talk about it? That's your time.
And now we have team divorce. The
Team
next part subject. So, you know, pretty much the same thing. It is an uncomfortable conversation for a lot of us to have. We talked about, you know, getting in contact with divorce lawyers, using them, you know, to network and as a resource. We personally door knock, so we talk to the neighbors, you know, anyone that has life changes going on and getting information from there. And we've actually had that happen. And we've gone to that house and they weren't there, but we left postcards and we kind of keep following up over there. But my conversation would be something to, I know how hard this is. Sorry that you're going through this divorce. I've actually had to go through this. I know what it's like and experience this, and we're here to help you and guide you through it. And what can we do to help you with that? So public records, again, you can do the same thing, go to the courthouse. Our title company, our greatest partners, they're really good at helping us with that. And then Sphere, right? So we've got a lot here, but we also talked about how to, you know, move forward with that. So using some marketing materials to do that, using Facebook to post that we're the experts in this and we can help you. Like, we just talk about the uncomfortable. Do workshops. We've actually been doing workshops with estate attorneys, but why not do some workshops with some divorce attorneys, right? So just showing that we understand, we get it, we're here for you, and we can talk about it.
I love that. Great job. All right, so let's move to a slightly different end of the spectrum, which we have our diapers over here. Diapers. Diapers. What do you guys have?
This area I'm looking back to. No. I think the biggest one, and I have done this, maybe not to the degree that Richard has, is your DoorDash gift card. It's great. It's great because all you need is your phone and their number. And let's face it, we follow, we stalk, we do everything on social media. We love to put our lives out there. So send a DoorDash and a little note. Hey, no, you're super tired. You need to sleep. You don't feel like eating, or you want to eat, but you don't feel like cooking. So go ahead and send the gift cards. That's great. Host a baby shower. Again, you can host a community baby shower, and the gifts and such like can go to low income families that you know maybe aren't able to buy everything. So think about doing that. Just ask them outright if they need to expand. Send them as many plastic toys as possible, because we all know plastic breeds and it gets bigger and bigger. And it takes over the rooms really quickly. Park information, local parks where, particularly if there's mum and me groups, so that they can get together. Another way is to have a list. Schools and daycare. I definitely get asked for more daycare than schools. And schools, I'm finding, can be a little subjective. Remember, we all have opinions. So what I think is a great school district might not echo with them. And as we said, you know, some people might be okay with a school grading that is only a 2 or a 3, because maybe they're going to homeschool or they're going to send them elsewhere. So definitely a list of daycares, that's really good. And come up with babysitters as well.
Yeah, those are great ideas, you guys. Round of applause for Teen Diapers. Here we go. All right, our last D, we have our speaker. Who's that one? And that's our downsizing group. Leslie.
Okay, so we're thinking we were gonna target groups where the kids are maybe aging out of the household, heading off to college. Thinking about the elderly who might not be able to manage a two-story home any longer. The amount of time that they've been in the home, you know, contact farm and figure out, you know, people who've lived there since, you know, God knows when. Those that were moving out of state, because in our minds, downsizing wasn't just size of home, but maybe financial aspects as well. We thought we could also target divorcees who now need to get a place, and sadly, the deaths as well. Some of the methods we were talking about using was we could really lean on title heavily, right, Kevin?
Yes.
We're all gonna call Kevin, and we're gonna get a list of these folks. Our sphere of influence, you know, both in real life and also through social media. We figured this is probably a Facebook group, not an Instagram group of people.
Good point. Good point.
Driving for dollars, right? So as you go through the neighborhoods, you look for those properties that are really run down. They're, you know, oftentimes it could be elderly folks who just can't maintain the property any longer. Door knocking, connecting with people, finding out, you know, if it's not them, if they know a neighbor or they have a family member. And then also contacting estate attorneys, right? All kind of ties back to, you know, people who are in this category. And then back to the basics, just doing flyers, door dropping, maybe focusing on Prop 19 as a topic of conversation. So there's that.
That's great. You guys, round of applause for team downsizing. Thank you. So I hope this exercise shed a little bit of light for you that you may or may not be capitalizing on one or all of these categories, because a lot of people are sharing that it's the life events that are motivating people right now into transactions. Am I right? It's something big that's going on and something big that's happening. Take something from this board. We're going to post them around. I'll have Summer and Dougie take a photo of them too and post them on Facebook and share. So if you guys want to talk any more about it, happy to help, and we can break it down from there. Thank you guys all for playing along. Broker update. Simon, do you have anything for us? I don't think he's got anything. He and I have a class after this. So, all right, great.
No updates.
Oh, no updates. That's what they thought. Thank you. Is Sarah here? Nope. If not, we'll go to Kevin.
All right,
Kevin,
gang, so
titles up here a
I was
lot.
gonna say, so I was gonna talk about something different, but let's just go through these categories, right? So this is really easy. We'll start with death. We have access to divorce and death records. You just call us, zip over the zip code. We tend to like to do them in 3 or 6 months. Okay. You'd be surprised how a lot of it isn't public. So it takes a while, but again, we have access to it. It doesn't cost you anything. You just go, I want everybody that's died 9/08/05 in the last 6 months. Okay. So data has changed a lot. So that's automatic. We also have marketing pieces that affect what happens. Okay. So like if you're the trustee of the trust, we have a checklist of everything you're supposed to do when someone dies.
That's awesome. Very
It's important, guys. You are the guide for them. The more they rely on you, the more you control the situation, and there will be a sale in there. Trust me. All right. Downsizing, easiest thing in the world. I've been preaching this for 100 years, as you've heard it thousands of times. Everybody's been in their house 25 years or more, high equity. We can divide those groups any way you want. We can only go to people with 2 stories, 30 years or more, held in a trust. We can make it as specific as you want. But again, Darian, Mario, we're all here. You text us a zip code in most cases, unless you have your specific farm already with us. Divorce, we get those letters. I'm gonna have Summer put something on the screen because that's just what's going on. We've already done a marketing thing for this. Oh, she can't do it, pardon me. Okay. And wait a minute, so divorce, same things with death, right? You want to be part of it, we'll get the lists and then you just follow up with them. Oh, diapers. Stay away. I love the freaking DoorDash thing.
Such a great idea.
They need to get more general things. So concerts in the park, activities. Same thing with people that are downsizing. don't be weird about sending them the senior services that apply in their zip code,
Mhm.
right? Here's where you can get free transportation from point A to point B. All right, it's not just Leisure World and everybody, as I'm aging. I like this stuff. I used to be offended when I got it, but I'm no longer offended.
Once
And
you start getting the discounts, I feel like your
Well,
mind shifts a
that's
little
kind of
bit
the
when
thing.
you're.
I still can't look at the guy at the movie theater, but the behind the scenes one, I always do this. And again, when we do this downsizing thing, Prop 90, capital gains, all those marketing pieces, we came up with a program. It's 5 cards. It's called Life Event Series. It has multi-generational multi-generational graphics, everything else. It's already done. All you need to do is call us. We change our pictures, we put yours in, and your marketing's done. That's it, guys. Thank you. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you very much. Lena, what do you have for us? Lena, my NHD, what do you have for us?
Okay, well, being what we heard about insurance today, what if I empowered you with a tool on your phone to let you know if your property is in a flood or a fire zone?
That's important.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will give it to you if you promise me that when you download this, you save it to your home screen. And don't forget to zoom out, because as you see the pink, that could be pink or red area or the blue area. If your property is near the fire zone, it's out for disclosure purposes, for real estate purposes. It's not going to trigger AB 38. You don't need to have the fire department come and do the vegetation inspection, but our insurance guys still may call you in. So if you are close, you could still be considered in, because insurance companies and NHD companies, we don't use the same maps. We don't talk to each other, right? So please don't just put in the address. Make sure you zoom out, because if that that fire zone is right around the corner, 300 feet, if you're 300 feet, you know, they can still call you in. Okay, on my next slide. Oh, it's not there. Okay, I had a QR code. So I have a QR code on my phone. And all you do is take a picture of this, and you will have this app on your phone.
Great.
Okay. All right.
Wonderful.
So, and this is the information you're going to get on your natural hazard disclosure report. You know, this is the trusted information. Don't go scour the internet for it, because it's not correct. Get it from your trusted NHD company.
Awesome. Thanks,
Okay.
Lena. And
You
she's
got
gonna
it.
have that phone here afterwards if you
Yeah.
guys can't scan it too. I think it might have gone dark, but refresh your screen. There you go. There you go. Yeah, there you go. Thanks. Alex, come on up here while everyone's scanning. Thanks, Lena.
You got it.
Come on up, Alex. What do you have for us?
Got some rates. These were 6.5. Last week, Friday, the jobs report came out. They added quite a few more jobs than the economy thought, so we did see rates go up a little bit on Friday last week. Tomorrow is a huge day for rates. The Fed chairman speaks, as well as CPI comes out for the month of May. So be on the lookout for rates tomorrow. We'll give you an announcement what goes on, but we're hoping that it gives an idea that we will see rates decline this year. That's kind of what we're hoping to hear from him. So that's tomorrow, kind of around 11 a.m. our time. Remember, there's a lot of people that are taking on a lot of debt, so credit scores are going down, right? We have the ability to take a look at someone's credit, say, hey, okay, if you're able to move some money here, move some money there, maybe we put down a little bit less, but we can get your credit score up. It's going to work out really well for your monthly payment. So we have the ability to take a look at someone's credit and give them some ideas and potentially refer them to a repair place. But I know what, is probably going to raise their credit 50, 100 points sometimes just by moving some money around, paying some balances down on some credit cards. So keep that in mind if someone comes to you and asks for credit help. And then again, those duplexes that we're hearing about, those are all FHA-able purchases,
Yeah.
right? 3.5% down.
Smart.
So not very much bucks to buy those things. Okay. You don't run into the rental requirement with the duplex. So it's a really good FHA loan. Conventional, you can do those with 5% now as well. So, and they're all under the limit for our county.
So keep that in mind, all three of those ones that Richard and Pat talked about. We'd love to help you with those. Thanks.
Awesome. Thanks, Alex. Okay, great. Let's take a look at our training and events. You guys, the office is going to be closed on Thursday. You can still access it with your key fob, but here's the thing. How many first step? We have like 200 for first step, 150 for first step.
160, 117.
A lot. It's going to be a fun, energetic, packed room. Don't forget, if you guys RSVP for first step or full bowl, that is happening this Thursday is when it starts. Come, we'd love to have you be a part of it. Make sure you put it on our calendar. It's going to be a great, wonderful room of energy, but just know Summer and them are not going to be up at the front.
What time to start?
9. Thank you. 9 a.m. Marketing compliance. This is happening right after the team meeting. Simon and I put together a fun and interesting, as it could be, class about marketing compliance. And let me tell you, many of you need to come and refresh yourselves because the DRE and the local boards, Penny, Penny's on our grievance for PWR, by the way. So yeah, anyways, come, a lot is being watched. Come and stay for this class. Simon and I are going to review, brush up on the rules.
Just on that note, I got a call on Saturday from an agent for my open house sign that, some agents in the group did an open house in Newport Beach. So I get a call because my number's on the sign. And she says, hey, I just want to give you a heads up that Newport Beach has a particular limitation on the size of open house signs you can have. And they will sometimes just confiscate the signs that are thrown away.
Yep.
Or other times they will, I was going to say sue you, but they will fine you.
Fine you.
So
Yeah.
this, I mean, that's real, right? Somebody, I don't know, I don't have an extra grand to.
Many of us don't. Stick around after the team meeting. We're going to start about 1:30 to give everyone just a break, and then we'll get started. Script and role play. You've got 2 opportunities to participate. You can come in person every week before the team meeting at 11, or you can join Richard and the Veritas team and group online, and that's happening 3 days a week. So you can go Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday for 30 minutes on Zoom. Join them. 6 personal perspectives. If you guys know, I love this. It's one of my favorite parts about Keller Williams. It talks about the 80-20 rule and moving from E to P. If you would like to participate in this new educational series done by John and one of his ALC members, you can do that to talk about the 6 personal perspectives. It's happening for 3 days here in June. We have Command with Dougie. Dougie's going to go over build your database the easiest way. That's happening this week. And then we have our generate leads using your Command and mobile app site. That's later on this month, and that's going to be in person and on Zoom. So Dinos is here with his doggy, right? Anyways, if you guys have a dog, it's going to be take your dog to work day. I just laughed because Benny was here. The team is so cute. If you guys have a friendly pet who is house trained, let's be clear about it, come and bring them in. We'd love to see your pets and have it. We'd love to take some pictures. So come bring in there. Take your dog to work day, June 21st. We have our critical conversations again. That's happening in the Market Center on June 24th. That day, I'm going to be hosting. If you guys want to watch it on your own, you're going to have to buy your own Zoom link, and you can go through there. And then also the region, and I'm not sure if you guys got communications about this, set up a little mini Jeff Glover event. Here's the thing. It's the same day as the Phil Jones class, but it's at the same time as one of the long breaks. So what we're going to do, if you come for the Phil Jones session, we're going to switch over here to him for 30 minutes to hear Jeff Glover speak. If you guys haven't, he's amazing and captivating. And then we'll go right back to the Phil Jones one when it picks up after the break. So you can come for 2 trainings that day. So it'll be fun, right? Real estate marketing using Canva. Summer, Doug, and myself got the privilege to go to the Canva Create Conference here in over at SoFi, which was amazing. And Doug and Summer we all learned a lot of fun stuff, and they're excited to share with you. So you guys join us for our Canva class. They're going to talk about real estate marketing using Canva. They're going to talk about a couple of the new changes and updates to make your time a little bit more efficient. It's a good opportunity since both of them use it as their primary tool right now in their position, you can even ask questions for them, right? You know, if you're trying to accomplish something a different way that's happening. We have The Power of Habit, an amazing book. We should have that whole book list filled up, you guys. It's such a good book. We're literally providing you the book. So please, please, please go sign up on that list, join the book club, read one book a month. The Power of Habit. It's happening here at the end of the month. And that's it. Thank you guys very much. Thank you. Stick around for the marketing class afterwards. Bye, Zoomies. Bye-bye, Zoom. All right.
Quick question for you.
Yes.
On upcoming Monday where you're hosting, I think that was critical conversation.